Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo lezo incwadi, sixoxela laba phela abasuke bengenasikhathi sokufunda incwadi nalaba abasuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuke ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows bese senza ama reviews or ama recaps, siphinde futhi sikhulume nga any other issues avukayo mangabe lama shows sesiwabukile ku TV. If it's your first time ujoina namhlanje, ungakhohlwa ukupressa usubscribe button la ngezansi, uphinde upress i-notification bell la eduze kwa subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo mangabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Namhlanje we are talking about our favorite housewives laphayana uNonkanyiso Chonco kanye noMakomalo Msele kwi Real Housewives of Durban season 2. We're talking about an issue that took place kwi reunion part 1. As we all know, there was that confrontation ke yenzekile phakathi kukaMakomalo kanye naye futhi uNonkanyiso Chonco. Listen, for a lot of us, it was very surprising the way that confrontation happened, because a lot of us expected Lachonco would be the one that would be more aggressive in that conversation, and because Umakomalo had been a silent housewife whole season except for that time when she had that confrontation with Umabusi, we were not sure how her feedback was going to be umasebebhekene no Lachonco. So for a lot of us it was a surprise, but a pleasant surprise nonetheless, ukuthi Umakomalo finally she stood up for herself. And it was a pleasant surprise because it was good to know that at least she's going to contribute something to the season. And also, it wouldn't be natural for somebody to have so many things said to them that are negative, that are shady, that are unkind. Basically, I figure at the reunion, I'll be all positive and smiling. It just wouldn't make any sense. And so it was a pleasant surprise that finally she stands up for herself. But when I thought about it, I felt like, yes, we were, I don't know why we were expecting that Lachonco would be more aggressive, because if you think about it, you guys, everything that Lachonco has said ngoMakomalo, she has said it in the diary sessions, and she has said it to the other people in the show, on the show, but not to Makomalo's face. Remember, they had that sit down with Umakomalo, and both of them were not aggressive to each other. They hugged, they talked, they hugged, they left. They have had dinners, they have had lunches, they have had brunches, they have had trips, and there hasn't been that negative vibe when they are facing each other. So it seemed like Ulasi would say things, but she never said things in front of Umakomalo. So we should have expected ukuthi vele uLachonco mesefika kwi reunion Umakomalo esemi phambi kwakho, she's not going to be as aggressive as she is ngoMakomalo when Umakomalo is not around. I think we lied to ourselves to think ukuthi uLachonco was going to be that aggressive when Umakomalo was there. After the reunion, I thought about it and I was like, what did we expect vele? Because she's not like that umuntu mayisemi phambi kwakhe uLachonco. Umakomalo, I think we were right in not being sure, because there's times when we have felt like Umakomalo should have said more and she hasn't said more. But then at Sun City, she surprised us with Umabusi when they had that talk between the two of them, where she was a little bit more aggressive. So we were right in being unsure, because you never know which Makomalo you're going to get. Real Housewives. For the most part, she's been silent, but then she surprised us at Sun City. So we were like, we don't know whether at the reunion she's just going to be silent or she will surprise us. And she surprised us, and she was more aggressive, and she had comebacks, you guys. So listen, I would never say Umakomalo was wrong in defending herself and standing up for herself. I applaud her for that. And I expected it because remember they have seen the episodes too, and they have seen the diary sessions. So she has seen the things that Ulasi said in the diary sessions that she didn't see before, and she saw things that Lachonco said to the other people when she wasn't there. So it's justified that she will come at the reunion heated. That's one reason. The second reason, you guys, is that this is the last episode before they have to cast for the next season. So some people need to do something drastic at the reunion for them to even be considered for the next season. Because really, if at the last episode you're not going to contribute much, then what is the point? There's even bigger chances that you're not coming back next season. So part of it, I expected it because she needs to fight for her job. She needs to fight for her position for next season. And she has seen what people have been saying online about her not having enough content, not saying anything, that people have been saying that we even forget that Umakomalo is part of the season. So she already knows that. But so by the time she was shooting the reunion, she knew that there was this impression that she's not giving enough content. So part of it is her making sure that she is as aggressive as possible, so that the producers can see that she is deserving of coming back next season. Sorry guys, I've got flu, so my voice, my throat. So as a result, we got what we got at the reunion. Here's the thing, you guys. I have always said this, and I think that people always feel like I don't like Umakomalo. She's not my favorite. I always say that I cannot relate to her because I felt like previously she's just nice all the time, and I was like, there is no way that somebody is just nice all the time, even when people are negative to you when you are just nice. I don't believe it. And I feel like she wasn't showing me a full range of emotions. I have to admit, you guys, I am changing a little bit Umakomalo because I do feel like the pressure Yagwe Real Housewives of Durban is making the real Umakomalo to come out. It's making the real Umakomalo to come out. And people will come on my comment section and say, no, Ntando, but when you want Umakomalo to be a person she's not, Umakomalo is just nice. There's no person that is just nice, you guys. There's no person that is just nice. You can be nice, but not nice all the time. I felt like there was something fake about her just being nice and positive all the time. I wasn't feeling it. But I did understand that there is one thing that other people love her for. Even from Mutano Nesembe, that's what I will say. The other wives will say things that I feel like they hurt her feelings, and she would be all nice about it, and I'll be like, this woman is just not real. That's how I feel about it. So I feel like one thing that Real Housewives has done is that it has pushed for the real Umakomalo to come out. So I want to ask Umakomalo's fans, so which Umakomalo is real? Because you guys have been in the comment section just saying, no, she is just nice. She's just nice, that woman, you don't understand. So which Umakomalo it is? which Umakomalo is real? Which Umakomalo is the real Umakomalo? But this video is more about what Umakomalo said though to Lachonco. I support Umakomalo defending herself, you guys, because Lachonco has said a lot of negative things about her. I support that because it just wouldn't make sense to me that all of these things are said about you and you don't have a problem with that. I support that. What I do not support is calling another woman out of her name. I do not feel like the Satane response was warranted. I do not feel like it was warranted. And it really surprised me that at the reunion, when she said that, nobody even flinched. Nobody was like, Aibo, Usatane, Aibo, but that's wrong. You can't call somebody that. Nobody said that. Even the host didn't say anything, didn't ask, what do you mean she's Satan? You mean she is Satan? I mean, is what she did that bad, which you will call her Satan? Really, guys, did what Lachonco did warrant her being called Usatan? because the things that she said a lot of things, Lachonco, but she never called anybody out of her name. It was all shady and it was all negative. Bekudelela Real Housewives vele sikubona all the time, but did it warrant for her to be called the devil? And if we have a problem with Ujojo saying shut the F up to people, to other cast members like she did to Unonku, and we felt like Unonku deserved an apology, is this not the same situation? Why are we letting it slide when it comes to Umakomalo? Have we been so desperate for her to speak up that when she finally speaks up and says something offensive to another woman, we are willing to let it go just because we've been waiting so much for her to say something? We are so happy for her to stand up for herself that we are not going to call her out and hold her accountable for saying something this offensive to another woman. Or do you guys not think Satan is offensive at all? I didn't like it, you guys. I didn't like it. And it was a mix because at the same time, I'm happy Umakomalo is standing up for herself, but it's like, really like, but the Satan, like, really, like you couldn't find other words. And it's not even a limitations a language because she wasn't speaking English at the time. She meant to say Satan. And part of me is feeling like, I want Umakomalo to come back next season because we are this close to seeing the real Umakomalo. Because the Umakomalo that you guys think we have, like the person that you think Umakomalo is not. And I have been saying this for almost a year now. The Umakomalo that you guys think we have on these shows is not the real Umakomalo. I almost feel like I want Umakomalo to come back next season because I feel like we are so close to getting the real Umakomalo, because the smiles that she gives us all the time are hiding something. I've always felt that about her, and I feel like she made sure to say that statement in Zulu because she meant it, and it felt like a statement that she has thought about it for a very long time. So I don't even feel like it was the slip of the tongue. It's like into that she meant to say. So what I'm not understanding is why Lachonco gets so much negative feedback when she says things about Umakomalo that are not even as offensive, but with Umakomalo everybody is willing to let it slide because she called somebody else the devil. I am looking at it and I'm like, I didn't want Umakomalo to come back next season. I really didn't. But I feel like this show was pushing her enough for us to see the real her. And I wish that she would come back next season, because I feel like what I've been saying about Umakomalo, to say this woman is not real. Not to say that I hate her, but I just would love to see the real her. And I feel like it's about to come out, but it's like the end of the season. I do feel, you guys, that Lachonco deserves an apology for that statement, just like Unonku deserves an apology for that shut the F up at the table in Nambeti, just like Umabusi deserves an apology for that glass being thrown at her, just like Ulasi deserves an apology for her friend betraying her. But that's not even worse than this one. But I'm just surprised that I'm not hearing people talk about the fact that that statement was offensive. And she should have been, more questions at the reunion should have been asked as to what she means by saying Lachonco is Usatan. And I feel like I'm surprised that nobody said anything. But I don't think that next part 2, they're going to go back to that statement. So I don't know what you think about that, you guys. I'm interested to hear from Mama fans Umakomalo what they think about this issue. What do you think? Let alone the fact that she stood. We all agree, you guys. I don't think anybody disagrees with the fact that it was great to see Umakomalo stand up for herself. I don't think anybody agrees. I haven't seen, even in the comment section, I haven't seen somebody say that it was wrong for Umakomalo to come at Lachonco that way. So we agree on that. What I'm asking is that statement that she made about Lachonco, Was that right? Are we going to hold Umakomalo accountable for that statement, or are we going to let it slide? If we are letting it slide, what are the reasons for that? And what is the difference between what she said and what Jojo said? If we got on Jojo's back for saying what she said, why wouldn't we get on Makomalo's back for what she said now? That is my conflict right now. That is what I'm not understanding. Which, why is it not a big deal that Umakomalo called Ulasi Usatan? Or are you guys feeling like Usatan? Are you also feeling like Ubelu Usatan? Because that might be the possibility. I do feel like the statement was offensive, you guys. I feel like the apology is deserved. Whether it will be given, I don't know. But also, if she never apologizes for that statement, it will also tell me something about Umakomalo. If she never apologizes, it will also tell me something about her. I have been saying, you guys, that I am waiting for the day that the real Umakomalo will come out and people will be thinking I'm crazy, because I think we haven't even seen a little bit of the real. We have not. And I think if she stayed on this show, we were going to end up getting it. We were going to end up getting it, because this show pushes you to that place. But anyway, you guys, this is my video. Like it if you like it. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngithanda kakhulu.